It doesn't mean that we're perfect, but it means that at least among the professors and among many of the students, they try their best to understand the world through the eyes of Christ. To me, that's very valuable. My name is Jeremy Knapp. I teach here in the Department of Language Education. Sometimes I teach for the global school of the GLS, Global Leadership School. I met and married my wife, who is Korean, and we married in 2008, and then we moved to Korea in 2010. And my wife and I had decided for various reasons that it was better for me to move. So I was considering to move back to the US. And at the very last moment, I looked on higheredjobs.com and I found an advertisement for a position at Handong. And my friend who had taught at Handong, I called him and I said, "What about Handong University?" And he said, if you're in Korea, the best school to teach at is Handong. If there's a position at Handong, you should apply. So I said, okay. So I applied and I got the job. Reading is probably the best tool we have for teaching us how to imagine the life and the experience of another human being. That's why these literary arts are classed under 인문계, the humanities education, because the ability to imagine the situation of another human being is the first step in learning how to become a servant to other human beings. If you don't have that ability to think about what is their reality, what is affecting them, what is valuable to them, what is important to them, what are they striving for, if you can't imagine that, then you cannot help them. So my advice is read more. Read. Always read. I currently work with Sallows, which is an English literature reading club, and they're great fun. That's my one little fun spot in the middle of my week. Sallows is a Latin word. It comes from the word meaning salvation. So you can either read it strictly, which is that it's just a place for students to explore truth about the world, or you can also read it cynically, which is that it's the one piece of salvation for students who are starved for good reading. And I read it both ways. We enjoy reading good literature together and talking together, and it's really changed the way I read some basic texts that I had read long ago as a student. Now I sort of watch how my students are reading it, and it's really fruitful for me as well. What is my vision? I think that's a kind of selfish question, because vision means that it comes from me. So vision often comes with this idea of some intention for the future, but I don't think that way. I think vocation is, in the same way that God is timeless, vocation is timeless. And it means that what I'm doing right now is very important. I don't see that calling precisely all the time, but I do see that God has me here at this moment, and He places students in front of me, He places situations in front of me, He places challenges in front of me that I'm supposed to do at that moment. And I don't have to think about the future, right? Because there's somebody outside of me who's leading me into what He wants me to do. So that's after you understand that, then you have tremendous freedom to enjoy your work and to do your work well.